Okay, I want to switch gears a little bit to just speaking directly to the unique experience of Black girls in education spaces, right? And the work that both of you all have done in identifying that Black girls have different needs, right? And even just the conversations that you're having with these Black girls about their needs, because part of this podcast is also, you guys have spoken quite a bit thus far about like the need to change the narrative. So let's start here right now. Like I was watching this speech that the great educator, Dr. Barbara Sizemore, had given, where she was talking about, she's like, Black people don't get it. Black people don't get it. And I'm not exaggerating. She was saying it just like that. But she was like, our kids are going into schools and they're not being given what they need as Black children to come and live in this society that is going to treat them different. And so we are continuously telling them to stand in line and to wait your turn and to be polite, et cetera. But in this capitalist society, standing in line, waiting your turn and being polite really doesn't get you anywhere. And so I'm curious to like what you guys think about how that shows up uniquely with Black girls, because we already are facing the angry Black woman, stigma as you transition out of Black girlhood.
Yeah, I would say, many of the policies and practices that we see in schools are rooted in the tropes and stereotypes about people's lack of understanding about Black girlhood, what it looks like, what it feels like. As Cidra was saying, how it manifests given who's articulating, what it's supposed to be. And I think, as a result, what we see is that Black girls have been and continue to be overrepresented across the spectrum of discipline at every educational level. We still see a lot of the learning loss impacting Black girls. Black girls are negotiating poverty in schools and attending schools that have high poverty rates that impact their access to resources. They are living with understandings about who they are that lead them to experience violence in schools, sometimes at the hands of law enforcement in schools or other adults that are trusted with authority in schools. And so, yes, Black children are learning, Black girls and femmes and gender expansive youth in particular are experiencing, sort of this experience in their learning spaces that often tells them that they don't belong, that, they don't show up in the curriculum in the way that they should.
Right.
Much of the curriculum isn't designed with them in mind, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of the talking points that we've seen over the years. What has been emergent, I guess throughout the trajectory of, our modern conversations about education is an attempt for us to claim educational spaces as locations for there to be a reimagination of education as a tool for freedom. Right?
Locations as a location for reimagination of education.
I didn't deliver that right.
I was like, oh, she's gonna keep
going. And so, that's our work. Our work is to then say the people who are holding onto that radical imagination to help us understand what's possible are these young people. Right. The young people are the ones who are standing in the gap that adults should be standing in. Right. But there's young people standing in that gap to say, hold up. You got to see me. You have to understand what these conditions are. I need my school to not focus so much on whether my spaghetti straps are a bother to, somebody or my skirt is a little too high, and to really focus on the fact that I'm here to learn, right? That I came to school today. I need people, the young people are protesting saying, I need you not to tell me I can't wear extensions in my hair or my afro or my locks because you consider that to be a distraction to some other student. I need to be able to be my full self and to not have to sort of modify what comes out of my head naturally to suit your interests. And also young people are leading the critique. A lot of people have been having these weird conversations, misguided conversations about critical race theory in schools and whether folks, so just for clarity, schools are not teaching critical race
theory.
I was like, I have to say that, man.
It's maddening. But it's also like, it's infuriating how like people I know that are smart people are not even like catching. I'm like, they made this shit up. Like, critical race theory is a college level legal course.
It's a legal framework.
Teaching the history of America, which includes racism as a construct that was implemented for the building of institutions and the entire country. That's not a theory.
It's not.
It's not a course. It's not theory. No. It's just the facts.
It is literally.
I see people trying to debate it, and I'm like, shh.
Right.
I'm like, stop debating something that doesn't exist. Don't.
I agree. But it's also young people who are elevating the importance of ensuring that they show up in the curriculum, right? Like, while there's this weird debate happening about something that doesn't exist, there are young people who are saying, my curriculum doesn't reflect the lived experiences of my community. You are not talking about real conditions in my community in a way that is useful to me.
Either they don't know, don't show, or don't care about what's going on in the hood.